But if I would put that in context of our conversation, they'd be like, okay, let's say that Trump doesn't like black people, right? Let's say that he is racist.
Yeah.
Old, 77-year-old racist, rich white man.
Like a lot of them. Go ahead.
And let's say that Obama loves black people, right? Great guy. He'll have you over for dinner, you know, sweet. You guys can do a barbecue together. But Trump says, you know what? I'm going to pass policy that brings home thousands of black men and bring them back home. Also gave them the right to vote, felons. The lady next door to me in D.C. came over with a letter. It's like, look what I can vote now. I said, what happened? She said, oh, because this. She said, Trump passed a policy that now allows me as a felon, even though I served 20 years, I can vote now. Trump says I'm going to do that. Trump says I'm going to do the, I forget the name of the program, but it brought in millions of dollars of investment. And of course it helped rich people. Essentially said, if you want to, you can bring in $1 billion of investment into a hub zone or to one of these low income zones, and you won't pay any tax on the income. It's something like that. You can invest it here and you do well. Like, come to the black area, build up a great thing, and we won't charge you taxes on it.
Yeah.
And that drew in billions of investment into some of the poorest communities in America. That was a Trump program.
Okay.
First step, and then you have that investment program. There's maybe a couple other things. And then you look at Obama, like, what's up, bro? How you doing? Like, what you got for us? And he's like, well, I'm not Trump. You know, the poor people, you know what I'm saying? Like,
it's that talk to me nice.
Would you go with the racist, anti-black, old rich white man who's going to do these things? Why? Because even though it's going to benefit us, it's going to benefit him as well. You're like, all right, bet, as long as my community gets the investment.
Yeah.
And then the first step back is like, look, okay, well, if I do this, there's some benefit he's getting, but our brothers and our dads get to come home.
Look,
what's your benefit? What's my benefit? Cool, let's shake on it and let's move on. What's better? What do you prefer?
Honestly, Brad, it all comes down to this. Like, stop. You got to look at it as a business.
Exactly.
It's like, take your feelings out of it.
Yeah.
Take how you feel about Trump out of it.
Right.
And look at what you can do for your community. Like, if you're trying to advance black people, right?
Yeah.
Keep it about that.
Right.
Don't worry about what you feel about Trump or any other leader. You focus on
exactly.
You focus on what's going to move your people ahead.
Right.
This is an example you familiar with Dr. Claude Anderson?
Yeah.
Okay.
I set up watching him till like 5 a.m.
So
when I found him, I had to watch everything I found him.
So did you ever hear the story he told about that federal judge?
Mm-mm. So, was it about the guy getting kickbacks?
No.
Was selling black bodies to the prison system?
No.
Okay.
I'm sorry. Let me back up. What's Strom Thurmond?
Strom Thurmond.
Did you ever hear his story with Strom Thurmond?
Nah.
Okay. So Strom Thurmond needed, at the time Dr. Claude Anderson had that, I forgot what his position was with the government, but it was high.
Okay.
It was something with agriculture.
Okay.
Right? Strom Thurmond needed Dr. Claude Anderson to sign off on something.
Right.
You know Strom Thurmond. Strom Thurmond is one of the
racist
most
of racists.
Yeah.
Right. Unabashed.
Right. Doesn't apologize for it. But he needed Dr. Claude Anderson on this one.
Yeah.
So in turn, Dr. Claude Anderson, he know who Strom Thurmond is.
Yeah.
He said, okay, I'm gonna sign off on it. I'm gonna get you what you need, but you know what I need? I need 3 federal judges. I think it was 3.
Yeah.
And guess what Strom Thurmond had to do?
To find him 3 federal judges.
Because he needed them.
And then Claude gave him what he wanted.
Yes, and that's the thing. We gotta stop worrying about, I don't like you.
Yeah.
Fuck all that.
Right.
I don't care if I like you. What are you gonna do?
Right.
Because I listen, I don't care what nobody say. I don't when this come to voting and stuff, I care about social issues.
Yeah.
But it doesn't move me much. I'm more moved by money.
Right.
Because my goal is to advance my people forward.
Right.
So you can't do that without money.
Mm-hmm.
Like, when people that's passionate about that, cool, let them fight that battle.
Let them fight that battle.
Yeah, I'm not passionate about that. But what I will do, I know there's people that need funds for that. And I'll fund you for it.
Right.
That's what we got to get to.
Right.
Where we
people
building,
exactly.
Like, you got to build relationships. Like, all this, I don't like you. And look.
Right.
I'm sure them racist white dudes, if they could get benefit out of us, they will take it.
Yeah.
What we need to figure out is the benefit we could get from them.
Exactly.
It gotta be a working relationship. We ain't gotta like each other.
And that's the problem, bro. We have no idea what we want.
Yeah.
On average, we don't know.
We unfortunately. We too emotional about everything.
And I hesitate to say this, and I don't know if you saw me. I put my hands on my head when I had the thought while you was talking.
What?
Because recently I was hanging out with a couple friends, a married couple, and I raised that issue because her husband is Republican and conservative, and I use the example of, would you work with Trump on these issues, or would you work with Obama when there are no issues for us? And she was like, well, how could I ever vote for Trump, right? Essentially, how could I ever? He's talking about grabbing women by the pussies. Like, how could I? And I'm like, I'm thinking, and I love women. I don't want women to be men, right? And I don't want women to think and relate to the world the way that a man does.
Yeah.
But I think we as men, black men, we need to have space reserved for us to where when I'm meeting a man and I'm talking to him about politics or business or whatever, it's not good that I hate to keep saying grabbing women by the pussy. It's not good that he's not a good man, right?
Yeah.
And I don't want to elevate a bad man. But if we're talking about politics, we're not talking about church leadership. We're not talking about someone who's babysitting our kids.
Yeah.
We're not, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
This is politics. You as racist as they come, you don't like me and I don't like you.
Yeah.
What do you need? Here's what I need. Now, what do you need? How can we work together? How can I hold your balls to the fire? Is that whatever it is?
Yeah.
Back to the fire, feet to the fire? Because I've told people, you got them by the balls. Like when you go into business with somebody who you know is trying to stab you in the back, make sure you have them by the balls, and they try to make sure they got you by the balls. You do what you said, I'm going to do what I said. And then at the end, we can go about our way. But a lot of times I feel like, and I'm not going to say all women, nothing's ever all. But in my experience, sometimes a woman will be more offended maybe by the sexual crimes of a man.
Yeah, of course.
As horrible, I feel like there's nothing more horrible than the sexual abuse of a person.
Right.
And you talk about women and then children, there's nothing more horrible. And I don't think I would ever vote in a man who abused a child at all. Even a woman, like if it came out that Trump was a rapist and raping women, and I believe that, I don't think I could vote for him. But pulling back from that, if he was my only choice on this side,
yeah,
and there would be the advancement of my family, my kids, et cetera, and the other side, I would get warm and fuzzies, but my family would suffer. I would be irresponsible as a man. I wouldn't deserve to be the leader of my household if I went with this guy that caused my family to suffer.
Yeah.
And of course, again, I'm not talking about church leadership. I'm not talking about, well, choose this one and go to God. And you know what I'm saying? Yeah. That has its place in certain areas, but we're talking about we're just talking about the world right now.
Yeah.
You would be irresponsible, I think, to not take this guy and hold his feet to the fire.
Leaders got to make tough decisions.
Yeah.
Like, everybody may not like the decision you made.
Yeah.
But it's about the end result.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, hey, look, I don't like this guy.
Yeah.
But we do good business together.
Right.
Like, you got to keep it that way.
Mm-hmm.
Like, even like, look at all the flack Ice Cube caught for just wanting to talk to the man.
Right.
It's like Ice Cube has proven himself to be a good leader.
Right.
And he had a real plan in place when he wanted to talk to Trump.
Right.
And it's like, why you want, look, man, we need to be advancing. Like, we got to take all this other emotional stuff out the way.
Because we're owned, bro. We're owned by the Democrat Party.
Yeah,
you leaving the plantation and going to talk to the other side? No, we need your influence right here. Continue your influence right here. You have no power to go over there.
Look,
and it's time out for that.
These folks do not earn our vote.
Yeah.
And it's like, you're just giving it away.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, you like, how do, like, people complain about stuff. Well, we got this problem, but you vote for the same thing every time.
Yeah.
And then you ask people like, okay, well, when Democrat, we got this and we got that. Well, do we?
Right.
Like, look, like I said, all I know is when Trump was president, I don't like the guy. I'm not no fan of his. but I had just started investing in stocks and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Business was booming.
Mm-hmm. It was.
And all I know is when he got out of office, business wasn't booming no more.
Right.
Eggs $8. Gas went up.
War
Stocks
started.
went down.
Russia attacking this one. China's launching new programs. Tab 2 move, whatever that is.
I'm like, come on, man.
I guess it's a mess.
Like, take your heart out of it.
Yeah.
This dude doing a poor job.
He's not even doing nothing but trying his best to stay alive and upright.
He's doing it.
Piss poor.
He's got to be the first president that won the presidency solely because of who he was running against.
Mm-hmm.
If it was anybody else, that dude wouldn't have won no presidency, man. He didn't have no. I don't even know what Joe Biden's plan was.
Yeah,
I don't know what it was.
I mean, what he told us when he was talking to Charlemagne, when Charlemagne got upset with him, essentially his response to what are you doing for black people? What are your policies? He said, well, all I know is if you don't vote for me, you're not black. Yeah. And we still voted for this man. That's disrespectful.
But you know why? Because everybody, he mean it like that. What do you mean he mean it like that? He said what he said.
But yeah, regardless of what he meant, say he meant it in the nicest way, he still didn't tell us an answer to the question. Right. What are your policies? What are you going to do for the black community? What is your motivation?
He literally, all he did was took how we felt about Trump, which is emotional.
And stoked it.
Took how we felt, drummed it up, and then next thing you know, he the president.
Right.
And it's like...
And we feel vindicated in that.
It's like people like, well, you know, these racists and stuff. Well, look, I don't know about you, but I prefer my racism right here, right in my face. Like,
right, I prefer
it.
Exactly.
Yeah, like I know, like, all right, I know how I gotta deal with you. Because we gotta work. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, you go to work, you know it's people you don't go to work with, you don't like them.
Right.
Black or white, you don't like them.
Mm-hmm.
But the work got to be done.
Exactly.
I get paid to do a job. Like, look, bro, I don't care how you feel about me.
Sometimes it's better when you don't like them. No, get away from my desk. Let me get my work done.
Right. It's like, bro, listen. You got your Confederate flag on your desk.
Right.
I know where you stand.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. I ain't gonna say cool, but it is what it is.
Right.
We got work to do.
Mm-hmm.
So leave that shit at home.
Right.
Like, if we work 9 to 5, from 9 to 5, we all on one team.
Right.
501.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, look, man.
Right.
You can go to Robert Lee, whatever the hell he got in Virginia and everywhere else.
Little rally.
You could build whatever you want for that man.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care because that's on your time.
Right.
Right now, we need to focus on getting this done together. Right. Like, long as we keep it at that, and that's the problem. Like, that's the problem with like racism, everything. Like, look. You don't have to like me as a black man. I don't care if you like me.
Yeah.
Just don't oppress me. But that's the problem.
Right.
It's the oppression of racism. It's not you don't like, I don't care if you like me.
Right.
But if you see I'm the best qualified to do this, then you need to hire me.
That's
That's all I'm saying. I don't care, like, bro, I don't care if you like me. Doesn't matter. Right. There's a lot of people who like me. I don't need another like.
Bro, and that's like, really, I think, something that we suffer with. Because I tell folks, when it comes to politics, I don't care if you like me. Does not bother me one bit. And the reality is, we're the same way. If a man walks up to another man and punches him in the face, what you gonna do? If a man walked up to you in public and just punched you,
what you gonna in my face?
Yeah, what you gonna do?
Shit, we're gonna be out there fighting.
Are you gonna ask him? Do you hate me? Did you?
Oh no!
Did you hit me because you racist?
No.
Did you hit me because you, sexist? Did you? No, you don't punch him in the mouth.
Yeah, you hopefully you knock me out.
Right. So for some reason, somehow, over the course of years, we've become so preoccupied with people's emotions and people's feelings.
Yeah.
I could care less. Right. Same way, I don't care why the First Step Pack they moved to release thousands of black men from prison. Whatever your motivations were, like, I like to know them. But if this is one of my top goals, that's my main priority. And if there's some offense, I'm gonna respond to the offense. Your little heart, I don't care about. Your little heart not liking me, save that for your therapist, for your wife. I don't care nothing about your heart. No. Let's talk about business.
We gotta get to a point where people know our power and respect it.
Right.
Because you can know it.
Us first, but go ahead.
If you know it, cool. But if you're not respecting it, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
And the reality is, Republicans, Democrats, nobody has to respect our influence or our power. They don't have to because we haven't made them.
So let me ask you a question. Like, just going back, I want to just summarize the your transition. Like, what was it? If you could tell me, what was it that kind of caused your transition of thought? Or if someone is in a situation now where they are in a place where they just do what they're told to do, they vote Democrat because they were told to, because their daddy voted Democrat, and they've never even looked at any other party, Democrat, Independent, otherwise, what would you say to them to
look around?
No, I mean practically, should they watch Hidden Colors? Should they Google this or that?
Like
what should they do?
Like for me, it was I watched Hidden Colors, and then honestly, looking, observing, asking tough questions to yourself, like, hey, do you really? What has this person really done for me? Like really, not you know what I'm saying? Not what you think. Yeah. Not all this other social stuff. What has he done for you? Yeah. What is his or her policies? How they align with what you trying to do? Mm-hmm. Cause it's your vote. Right. So if your policy's not working for me, why am I voting for you? Right. And the reality is, listen, black people don't want to admit it. Democrats haven't moved us forward. How?
Actually, we've moved back. If you look at the numbers, we've moved back in many ways.
I don't know. I put it like this. I don't want to say back because that's a lie.
By numbers,
but what are we saying? Moved us back in what regards?
So, if we look at family, right?
Okay.
If you go back to the 1930s, whatever, it was like 30% of black kids were born into single family homes. Now it's more than 70%. I'm not saying that I'm not blaming this on the Democrats. I'm just saying as black people in general. Okay. Now most kids are born into single family homes. If you look at education attainment, like black women have gone up. But when you look at black people who finish school, the numbers haven't changed much. And when you look at poverty, the numbers haven't changed at all. Okay. If you go back 50, 60 years, poverty was at a level. Today, it's at the same level, hasn't changed. So we haven't been moving forward in that sense. We're moving forward in the sense of culture, the sense of people understanding or knowing the oppression that we face in this country and exposing all those things, we've moved forward. But when it comes to economics, we haven't really moved forward on average.
Because for a minute, I thought like you was talking about family and marriage and stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean, that's across the board. Every culture in America, Western nations don't value marriage and family and all that. Everybody's.
Yeah, and I was just going to say, well, I don't know if that's a political issue.
Yeah, I mean, it's absolutely, everything's political. Ain't nothing under the sun that's not political.
No, that's something we don't agree on.
So, give me an example of something that's not political.
I don't think family is political.
When you say family, what do you mean? Marriage,
like,
parenting,
marriage, stuff like that. No, I don't think that's political.
So, a couple things you should look at.
Okay.
Incentives to marriage, legal, federal, and state incentives to marriage. When they were introduced and how that affected marriage rates. Something else you could think about: welfare policy. When welfare was introduced, how the policy was implemented, and how that affected marriage rates. It's only a correlation. You can't say this did this or this caused that. But if you look at a number of issues, you can be like, you know what? There's an eerie correlation between policy changes and marriage rates. Eerie relationship between policy changes and educational attainment or kids enrolling in school. Like you look at different policies, even if you look at the drug war on drugs, right? And you look at the marriage rate according to the war on drugs, how arrests and drug use went up because of the policy that went in place. And then you look at children's, you know what I'm saying? These policies have an indirect, it's not direct, but it's an indirect effect.
Okay, I give you that. You're right.
And the people that are sitting in Capitol Hill, they get paid hundreds of thousands of dollars in these different consulting agencies to think through for months and months and months. If we, for example, say we're going to increase this program, right, and we're going to promote this program across these states, we're going to start it here in this one county. We need to study the effects of this on these 20 metrics, on these 20 measures. They do this research. Yeah. They do it.
No, you're right. You're right. I'll give you that. You're right.
I mean, it's not the number one thing, but it's, you know.
Okay, so you're right. So let's establish that you're right. But there are some things that's personal though.
Mm-hmm.
But I'll give you that. It's really complicated.
Yeah.
But because you could
very
present
complicated,
you could present better facts than me.
I mean, it's just complicated. I think that it would be wrong to say politics is the reason why marriage is the way it is today. But to say it has no impact,
right. That's why I said
different.
I have to come because I don't know if I say no impact.
You didn't.
Okay.
But you said it's personal, it's not political. But I was just making a point that while it may not be political, politics have a place, like an influence on it.
And I knew that. Okay.
Yeah.
So we kind of saying the same thing, but it's complicated.
So so you, to answer my question, you were saying, and that's really what I did, bro. I started looking around when I was in high school. My senior year in high school, it was Bush and the weird looking guy, Kerry. Was it Kerry?
Oh, yeah.
The saggy face. Anyhow, Kerry kept talking about his gay daughter. He just kept talking about it. I'm like, okay. But I started listening to Bush, and this is me not being political, he was just talking about different things. Yeah. And because I have an intellectual mind, I'm just thinking through, okay, that's what he said about this. That's what he thinks about that. But when I listened to Kerry, at least 2 or 3 speeches, I feel like a huge portion of his speech was on social issues that didn't affect me or my family.
Yeah.
I said, so at that time, no prompting from anyone, said I'm going to vote for Bush. And I was 18 years old, and I voted for George Bush, Republican. And I don't know what prompted me. I don't know what made me have those thoughts, but that's what I did. And that started my journey.
A lot of flack for that.
Nobody knew. It wasn't before Obama. Nobody really understands this or knows this. Before Obama, politics wasn't really a big thing for most black people. We didn't care. Because even if I told somebody, they'd be like, okay, why'd you vote for y'all? Okay.
But I don't.
But today, lambast, I'd have been strung up.
I think that's a big, man, and I think that's enough. Like I said, and I said that earlier, man, people are way too emotional about politics.
Way too emotional, bro.
Who cares?
Yeah.
Like, if you vote for whoever you want to vote for, like, why do I need to explain it? Why I'm even telling you who I voted for?
Right.
Like but again, because we're black, most people gonna assume you voting Democrat anyway. Mm-hmm. So it's like, all right, like whatever, assume what you want. But I forgot who if somebody asked me or something about voting, I think it's my choice. Like, it's personal. Like, I don't need to talk about who I voted for. I never discuss who I vote for. Yeah. Because I don't have to. Yeah. Like, at the time when I was married, she would know. But other than that, like, I'm not endorsing nobody. Like,
I think this is a perfect time to ask you who you got for 2024. All right, you not telling who you vote for? All right.
I can tell you that. I'll go on record and say not him.
Yeah. Regardless of who we vote, I mean, we're more than a year out now. But I will say we discussed in regards to reparations, right?
Yeah.
Years ago, last election, when Marianne Williamson launched in her announcing campaign, she went at length to talk about reparations and why America owes reparations to American descendants of American slaves. And she talked about it at length. And she said, I'm running for president. I'm going to establish this, and I'm going to do these things for black people specifically. And black people were like, and just turned, and I'm voting for Biden. I'm like, I just looked at black people I just could not believe it.
Now that's okay. Because we did talk about that before we start recording. That's one candidate. If you ask me to vote today, I will vote for her.
Yeah.
Because she's the only, first of all, one of my friends recommended her, right? Mm-hmm. She was like, you need to listen to Marianne Williamson.
Marianne, yeah.
I was like, all right. I'm at work one day. I had time.
Mm-hmm.
So I watched her on Breakfast Club. Mm-hmm. Really good. Like, excellent interview. And I did, and I'm gonna tell you, it was something that was going on. I don't know. I can't say I can't say if I liked it or disliked it.
Mm-hmm.
It was a woman on there. Did you watch the interview?
Nah, I haven't
So
yet.
it was like a woman on there black woman. I don't know if I think she was black.
Okay.
It was kind of like she was like really challenging her, which is good, right? Which is good. But her way of challenging her, as you watched it, it felt kind of weird. It was almost like she was trying to trip her up, challenge her.
Because I think she's Republican, right? She Democrat?
No. I'm pretty sure she was Democrat. Like she definitely was Democrat.
Okay.
Like,
no, Marianne, I mean.
Who, Miriam?
Yeah.
Miriam is running as a Democrat.
Okay.
Yeah. She's running as a Democrat. The woman who was on the, so on Breakfast Club, they having like guest hosts or something.
Okay.
This woman was like a political strategist or something.
Yeah.
So she was challenging her, but it was kind of like in a way where it was almost like she wanted to trip her up.
Yeah.
And I don't know if I didn't really like that. But I like, Marianne Williamson, right? What I like about her is, first of all, reparations. So once you start talking about that, you automatically got my attention at least. And then when she was talking about forming all these committees and boards with black people and not rappers, and like she was talking about people who are educated, qualified to speak on things.
Right.
And again, let me be clear. I'm not saying rappers and athletes not qualified to speak on stuff, because they are. I don't want to sound ignorant. I'm just saying, when you talking about the black people as a whole, the nation as a whole, man, let me hear from economists.
Yeah.
That's why I want to talk. And
Thomas Sowell, Walter Williams. Those are names you're going to look up.
She was talking about having people like that, real people who established and can really get some things done. So because I would vote for her, she not winning.
Yeah. Nah, legit, I think that she could win, bro. I think it will take the leadership. I think it would take the leadership of let me be honest, bro. I don't think she can win, but let me say what needs to be said.
Okay, go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
I think it's possible. I don't think she would, but I think it's possible if black people understood if we understood our power collectively. First of all, we understood that whoever we select and get behind in a passionate way, we can make president.
Yeah.
And it's not because if 100% of us vote, we'll vote enough. It's because if 100% of us say that we're voting for this person and we start campaigning for them just on our normal daily basis, say, I'm voting for this one. I wear a Marianne Williamson hat, right? If the right artists start making songs like they do for Biden and other people, we can influence folk to be like, yo, Marianne is the one. Like, Marianne, we're going to vote her in. After Trump, after Biden, we need somebody there's a way to market her that if we really believed in our power.
Yeah.
Because I'll tell you before, when I first started promoting Marianne Williams, and people said, like, there's no way she can win. That's the response I get from black people. There's no way she can win. There's no way this one can win. Regardless of what we feel, as much as we like her, as much as we want her, there's no way she can win. Essentially saying, I don't have the power to influence enough.
So for me,
to bring her in.
So I say this. For me, I say that. And this I don't know, people take it how they want. I say that because usually people that I like, they all about moving black people forward. And unfortunately, this country's built on white supremacy. No.
Yeah, James, I would push back on that to say this. I honestly don't think, in effect, I don't think black people are focused on moving black people forward.
Well, that's a whole look. If that's not, if you're not focused on that, then we can't. We're gonna be where we at.
Anytime you tell me I'd rather vote for a man who gives me warm and fuzzies versus a man who I'm gonna have to barter with the way that Claude Anderson had to barter with the other guy, I'd rather have the warm and fuzzies. You're not focused on moving your people forward. You're focused on feelings.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I tell people, like, sometimes I'm sitting in circles talking to black people about politics, and I'm fighting, and they're enjoying no, because he hates this person, and he's that, he delivers it well, he's that, and I just feel like you guys are just, it's like, it's like just a circle jerk. I'm like, do you feel better? Because at the end of the day, you didn't produce anything. There's nothing there's been no seeds planted. There's nothing that's going to grow from this. You all just, now you feel better because you talked about the warm and fuzzies you got. Sorry for the imagery, but there's no fruit. There's no fruit from it.
Well, too, then another thing, you gotta get, like, you have to get you have to be accepting and okay with losing.
Yeah.
Like, there may
a powerful
be
person is sometimes like, this is my guy, and period. This is my guy.
You might have to lose. You might have to lose an election now to put this country where it need to be. Like, you have like, all these elections are tight. So clearly black people have power.
Yeah.
So if you take away our vote, for Biden, right? We're not just blindly giving it to him.
Right.
And he loses.
Right.
Now the Democrat Party has to reevaluate, like, okay, we can't do the same thing we've been doing because it's not going to work.
Biden's not going to win, by the way. There's no way possible. They don't have enough drugs to keep this man alive.
I don't know.
To get through a campaign, a true campaign, unless, and this is what somebody said, I hate to even voice it, unless some way, somehow, like the last campaign, there's some situation in which all campaigns are shut down and everything is done from the comfort of your own homes in front of a computer. If there's another pandemic, for example, and he's not flying around the country, he can probably sit in his little office with an IV drip, a vitamin drip, and and run his campaign that way. I don't think he can fly throughout the country and campaign,
I don't
bro.
think he's gonna win though. I don't.
Yeah.
I don't think he's gonna, because he's done. he's done something that I didn't imagine. Like, he's done a poor enough job where even black people.
Yeah, even us, we're like, and we don't like Kamala. We just
irritated with him at this point. Like, he got to go. Like, I never was a fan anyway. But just people, even brainwashed Democrats, like, nah, this dude not it. Yeah. Like, and that's who we, and that's
it's
who
embarrassing.
Yeah,
it's like, embarrassing otherwise.
It's like I said, man, it's complicated. Bro.
Yeah. It is complicated, man.
It's complicated being black,
but I love the conversation because I think the conversation we just had, I've never heard somebody, even on Breakfast Club, had a conversation. I've never heard people on political podcasts or shows talk about it, where we as black people need to take a step back. Yeah. Look at what these people are delivering to us. And I think what I would add to that is just recognize the power that you have. Like, what I have is extremely valuable. And maybe not just a vote, but my voice and my influence. And I'm not just going to give it to anybody.
We got to stop being moved by words.
Yeah.
Because even, I hate to do this before the conversation, we have to. You look at church, right?
Right.
You look at who the leaders are of the church. Great speakers, charismatic. Everybody can get behind them.
But the character can be trash.
Yeah, like, we don't need that. Like, sometimes it might be the guy that's he don't have his charisma meter not a 10. Right. Might be a 6.
Right. But his ethics and his morals and his knowledge of the Bible is up there, and that's what should matter.
We get, like, even with, like, church appeals to our feelings, our emotions. Yeah. Like, you go to church, you hear people all the time, I need to go get that word on Sunday. Yeah. But you're not carrying it through the week. Right. So you getting your soul and you get feel good on Sunday. Right. It come Monday, all it takes is one person to just throw your whole spirit off.
Because people don't realize, bro, if you really know the Bible, if you really know the gospel, it's really not about feeling good, bro. Nah. It's really about self-sacrifice. Yeah. And I'm not going to, and I say this not to equate Christianity with all the other religions, because I think Christianity is set apart in many ways. But if you look at becoming self-actualized, either if you're Buddhist or Hindu, whatever, so many of them talk about deprivation, I guess is the only word I can think of. So if you think that being a Christian is about going to church on Sundays and feeling good, you done missed the message. The message really is like, bro, God made us. We make bad decisions. We need the guidance of the scripture to make great decisions.
Well, when you go to church, that's what those are the sermons that move you the most.
Yeah, but if somebody tells you, and that's the God, if someone tells you you're a sinner on your way to hell, but because of Christ we go to heaven, you're like, I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear nothing about me being a sinner.
Yeah.
Let's play the organ, bro. Just play that organ. Don't tell me I'm a sinner. Don't tell me I need to change and be more kind or be more loving, more accepting. Don't tell me those things.
Just like, right, you go, like, the church has, like, that great dynamic speaker, right? He's off that week.
Yeah.
Who preaching this week? Pastor Jones. Ugh.
I ain't gonna sit this one out. I feel bad. I've done that before.
Pastor Jones kind of bored.
When I was in college, I was visiting this church, and they was like, Pastor X is preaching this Sunday. Y'all want to go to brunch? I'm gonna check out Park's brunch today.
That's what I'm saying, bro. Listen, black people love feeling good, man,
right?
And I get it.
Yeah,
I get it. We all want to feel good, but
can we talk about one other thing? I know we going along with one other thing, and I think this is why a lot of black people are unhealthy when it comes to our food. There's no reason on God's green earth that our food needs to be so delicious. There's no reason the food gotta be this good. Sometimes I sit down at the table, like even my mom's house, I just put the fork down. I said, "Ma, there's no reason for it to be this delicious. I just need this to sustain me, to sustain life. Why does cornbread gotta be so buttery and sweet and you know what I'm saying?" But I say that jokingly, but legitimately, like if you sit down at another culture's table where their food is not that delicious, they may have a green bean casserole with not much salt in it, or they may have, some spinach sauteed with water and a little salt. You're not going back for seconds.
Nah.
You don't want no more. Nah. No, Mom, I've had quite enough. I couldn't have another bite. And you don't get overweight, you know what I'm saying?
We eat for enjoyment, man.
Yo, we love feeling good.
Yeah, a good meal does that.
We love it, and that's why people...
You can look at me, I feel good a lot.
Me too. Over the pandemic, it's funny, subconsciously I might have moved to Annandale because this is like Koreatown, like the heart of like Asian food district.
Oh, I heard that.
I love Asian food, bro. And the Uber Eats has gotten so much of my money. Thai fried rice. This is because their food is also delicious, but that's American. They're American style, whatever. But when it comes to cuisines that are just black food, we already know it's not. It's really American food, but
salty. The
butter, the salt, the grease,
yeah,
the ham hocks,
we love
oxtail, fried chicken, and then we didn't put waffles and fried chicken together. Like I'm like syrup.
It's a beautiful thing.
It's delicious, right? Might hit up a chicken and waffle spot after this episode.
Look, you touched my soul with that because it sure enough was this little Southern style chicken and waffle spot that I was looking at.
I know some great chicken and waffles, right? You want to? Nah, legit. We can do that after the gym. But that's one of my things, bro. I'm trying to scale back on my food because the seasoning of my food, it's not even always that it's so salty, but I think the sugar and salt in particular, for sure, it triggers something in our brains. So we want to go back for more, go back for more, and go back for more.
It feel good.
And we can scale back on that.
Nah, and you know what too, and this is and I hate to take this serious turn, but a lot of us emotional eaters.
Yeah.
Right.
I didn't think I was, but I think I am.
I'm definitely one.
Yeah.
I'm definitely emotional eater. Good and bad.
All right. You mean good as far as celebration?
Yeah. Sometimes you celebrate with food.
I got 2 new contracts, bro, and I'm like, I'm going to Chick-fil-A. I'm getting me a cookies and cream. I said, why am I going to celebrate a good thing in my life with going to get a large milkshake? I was like, no, I'm going home, and I made myself a protein shake.
We celebrate with food, and then we medicate with food. Like me, I can say like, when I was going through my personal issues with divorce and all that stuff, I ate more. Yeah. Like, cause you just had like,
it's comforting.
Yeah.
Bro.
We just had this relationship with food.
Yeah. Everything can be going wrong, but once you get that fried chicken from Popeye, like this one thing is going right.
And it can be, it's being lazy.
Yeah.
Like,
emotionally, you may not have the
you
energy.
Don't have the capacity to cook.
Yeah.
So you're like, I'm sorry, I'm gonna eat this.
Yeah.
But a lot of it, or me, like I got a lot of bad eating habits. Like I'm watching TV, I eat something.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You watching TV, you watching sports.
Bro.
I can't watch football without no wings. That's crazy.
I talked to a white guy in my office. He's 60-something years old, very fit. Like so fit. I'm sure he got abs. He's that type of fit, 60-something. I was like, you guys don't snack at home? He said, no, we don't really snack. I said, do you guys watch movies as a family? Because his wife and two of his kids are back home. They're like in their 30s. He was like, yeah, we watch movies. I said, what do y'all eat when y'all watch movies? He said, nothing.
Yeah.
We just watch the movie.
Yeah.
Because every day he'll have a sandwich he made at home. And at the end of it, he'll have 2 apples. And I'm like, where are your chips? He said, chips?
Yeah.
I'm like, that's how you eat? Like, but food is tied into our culture so much. I mean, he was so healthy at like 64 years old. He would go to the gym during lunchtime and would run. Like, what do you do? He's like, you know what? Food is just like what he eats to sustain himself.
Yeah.
Because if you cook the green beans to where you can chew them well and you swallow them and it doesn't repulse you, that only takes a little bit of salt and pepper. And to the point is like, you know what? These are edible. I enjoy it in a sense of like, okay, it's food. But once you add like a smoked turkey neck, or what did we add? A big piece of ham, fat back, sliced
bacon grease.
Bacon is what a lot, like chopped up bacon. Then you throw the joint in there, and then you put some almonds on top, soy sauce, whatever they put on them.
You done took all of it out.
Butter.
You done took the nutrients out.
It's delicious.
Yeah,
and we enjoy it. But
somebody said that like if the food tastes good, you probably shouldn't eat it, and that's sad but true. Like we've totally gone away from the purpose of food. The purpose of food is to sustain us.
You know what's funny though?
We changed to enjoying it.
Have you ever done an extended fast, like 3 to 7 days or more?
Yeah, I have actually. Yeah.
So I've done a 7-day fast. I think I did 10 days one time. At the end of that fast, once you get all that stuff out of your system, you can sit down to some steamed green beans, and you would be like, mouth watering. So I think a part of that, what you just said, is because we're so used to the trash. Because
that's the biggest part of it.
You could sit down, you could just put a piece of meat on a fire on there with like some green beans, and the only season is maybe some salt and the smoke from the fire. And you be like, this is amazing. But not after you had a steak that you made at home.
Yeah,
with butter.
Once you go down that path, you done.
Right.
It's just like, you used to talk about a sandwich, right?
Yeah.
We can't eat a sandwich without chips.
He had more veggies on his sandwich than meat.
See, that's
I'm like, what do you like, this is not a sandwich, this is salad.
Like, I can't eat it. I can't eat like anything that requires a bun.
You have to have fries or chips.
Like, that's not good. I'm not proud of it.
But it, legit, bro, it's a psychological issue. Because I went to Jimmy John's the other day, and I'm like, this large sub is more than enough. But how could I eat this without chips?
Yeah. And something to wash it down. Now, I have gotten better with that.
Yeah.
I drink a lot more water.
Yeah, I stopped drinking soda a long time ago, bro. Because
for your skin.
Psychologically, I'm like, why are we drinking acid? Why am I drinking acid, bro?
I never knew that was true about Coke.
I mean, it may not actually. In my mind, it was acid. What is it? What is
whatever
carbon dioxide? Whatever it is, it burns a little bit.
Drinking it.
Like, why am I drinking this stuff that's burnt? I'm drinking it like.
Because somebody told, like, when they tell you people use it to clean a car battery.
Yeah.
I didn't know that was true. I thought that was just, some old
that Coke will clean
urban legend.
Something. Yeah.
So when the dude came out, I had a dead battery. Some dude comes out, pulls a Coke on my battery. I'm like, oh, shit. Wait a minute.
Mm-hmm.
It really does clean your battery.
Yeah.
So I didn't have a Coke for a long time. And, of course. Yeah. Every blue moon, I would slip up.
I mean, what do you have a Coke with? Because I feel like if I get pizza, I need a soda on the side.
It don't matter. Oh,
crabs, crab legs, and
crabs.
Pepsi or Coke is good.
I'm at a point now where I can pretty much. It's weird. My whole mind is weird. Like, once I go out to a restaurant, I feel like I need like a lemonade or tea or something.
Yeah.
If I'm home, I can drink water.
Okay. I pretty much cut everything out except cocktails.
And it shows up on your skin. Like
that may be why people, like, my girl just rubbing my face. Your skin is so this. I don't know, how do you do that? I didn't think about the fact I don't drink sodas. I don't really drink juice like that.
Before I met Letitia, right?
Mm-hmm.
love my parents,
mm-hmm.
But we grew up,
Yeah.
We have a lot of money, but we wasn't poor. We wasn't none of that.
Right. Y'all was drinking them select sodas.
Yes.
Safeway
select. the
Walmart joints.
The 3 liter Murray sodas.
Oh yeah.
Anywhere else. A 3 liter
the Shoppers
soda is $1.
3 liter joint. Right.
So
you knew it wasn't supposed to be drink.
Yeah, but They're $1. So get about 4 of those.
Right.
Drinking soda all day, right? So me and Letitia met.
Drinking more than 8 cups of soda, more
God.
water than you need.
Look, kidneys just like, bruh, please.
Please.
Give me some water. I'm not asking for much. Just
right.
So being her dating, right? And she didn't drink soda.
Okay.
Like I wasn't like never drinking, but her soda intake was so loaded it started affecting me.
Yeah.
So I stopped drinking soda and I looked at my skin. I was like, damn.
Mm-hmm.
My skin look a lot better. You can craters and bumps just from drinking all that soda.
Yeah.
And like even now, if I drink soda, like all it takes is me to drink soda 2 days. It show up on my skin.
Yeah. That's crazy, bro. Same thing. I never wanted to believe the McDonald's thing or whatever, but one day in a very low point, it wasn't really a low point. I was just out till like 3 a.m. Nothing was open, but McDonald's is on a hill glowing. So I went and got me a McChicken and a McDouble because I couldn't just get one thing. I got a McChicken, a McDouble, and a fry. And I think I got an iced tea on the side. Bro, over the next 2 days, I'm like bumps on my face. Yeah. Gut wasn't right.
Yeah. I don't know what it is, but yeah, that stuff is not. We consume a lot of stuff we shouldn't be consuming. And who knows what we doing now because they're not making enough animals for us to eat the way we eating. So
they growing meat in the lab now.
Yeah, I know. We still eating it. And don't even care.
Somebody said, what did somebody say? If you want to, I shouldn't even say this on video. It was like, if you really want to poison black people, just put something in the chicken, bro. Because we're not going to stop eating it.
I was just telling somebody.
Or the salmon at this point.
I was like, I don't know what it, like, they would literally have to tell me I'm going to die. And it's crazy.
It's terrible. My dad was like, if there's any animal in heaven, it's going to be the chicken. Because the chicken has done so much for black people. He's like,
he got us through a lot.
Got us through the hardest times.
He got it, look, weddings, funerals.
Chicken.
Yeah.
Grilled, fried.
Always.
Barbecue chicken. But yeah, we do. I mean, I don't like always saying what we need to do, but I look forward to the day that black people have a diet. Like if you look at Italians, I love Italy. Like if there's anywhere else in the world that I would recommend someone go, outside of going to Africa, Ghana, I would say go to Italy. Because the experience in Italy, when it comes to food in particular, is like, it's like nothing you experience elsewhere.
I heard that.
Like, I don't know if there's any other place in the world where they would literally curse you out for your dietary choices.
Oh.
Where, like, if you get spaghetti and you put a meatball on top, you could have just slapped their mother in the face. That's how seriously they take their food.
Also, no meatballs?
No, there ain't no meatball spaghetti. Spaghetti and meatballs is not a thing.
So that's some American shit.
That's an American thing. Okay. Chicken Alfredo, that's the taxi driver was cussing at us. So one of the guys, we were on a trip, and they said, "Do you have spaghetti and meatballs?" I said, "No, we don't." Look at the menu. What would you like? Well, I would like to have. I see you have spaghetti, and I said, "I see you have meatballs. Can you bring me them together?" They said, "No." No, we cannot.
You make a choice.
It was like, okay, well, look, just bring me the spaghetti and bring her the meatball. And the guy was looking and said, 1 second. They went to the kitchen. They came back. It was like, we can't do that. Hey. Pasta comes out. What comes out first? Pasta or the meat? I think the pasta came out first at this restaurant.
Pasta gotta come out
and once that's done, we'll bring you the meatball. We not together.
Damn.
They was like, you American will not come in this restaurant and put that meatball on top of that spaghetti. We won't tolerate it. We tried the same thing at another restaurant. They didn't have Alfredo, but they had like a cheese cream sauce.
Yeah.
And so he wanted like chicken sliced up on top of it. Asked him again, can you put them together? No, we cannot do that. He actually, it's not possible. He said, but you can bring the chicken out and you can bring the pot. Can you just put them together? Not possible. He literally said, not possible.
Damn.
So when it comes to food, like Italians are so serious about it. And I think that if we kind of, as black people, I'm looking forward to the day, it could be 50, 100 years from now, black cuisine is this thing. It's not deep fried chicken and gravy, but maybe it's something more healthy. Like I'm imagining what would that be for Black Americans? What would be our cuisine of?
I don't know. I'm
that would come out of it.
I think we're getting a little better though.
I think we will. I think as we see our health change and all that stuff,
I think we get better. Like if you look around, like more blacks are vegans and not eating.
Yeah,
like black people they're making better food choices. I'm not one of them.
We're gonna find out, but we're gonna get better across the board. And I think, but we've gone long. We can wrap it up. But I do want to say, in connection with this conversation, the last one, I think we're doing pretty good. If you think that we were slaves in 1865. What's 2365? That's 35 plus 23. Forgive me for doing this math out loud. 160 years?
Yeah.
Some of our great-grandparents were slaves. Mm-hmm. We are one of the youngest people groups in the world. One of them. One of the youngest people groups in the world. And we're building. Like, we started from scratch.
For all the stuff we talked about, for however long we've been talking.
Yeah.
It doesn't take away from the greatness that we've accomplished.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, we got to make that clear.
We have to really establish that.
If you look at what other race of people, now listen, I know, the Jews had the Holocaust. We're not even going to diminish that. But what other group of people have had to overcome what we've had to overcome? Like, we've had slavery, and then on top of slavery, after slavery, we had Jim Crow.
Right.
And then after that, well, Jim Crow and discrimination is the same thing.
Right.
So,
but we had political redlining.
Yeah, it's
schools and homes
everything.
And all that policy.
They have put so many hurdles in front of us, and somehow we clear them.
And that's the thing. We clear them. Like, even if there were another culture that had those hurdles, we have overcome them and come to a point that where we are now, leading in many ways and growing fast.
We've gotten to a point where they can't even deny, like when the black person does exceed and they're the first black person to do something.
Yeah.
Whatever you think of them, coon or whatever.
Yeah.
They still had to put in some work to do that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you could have your personal opinion about them, but they work to get to there, to get to that spot. It may not look the way you wanted it to look, but they got there. I can't, you know what I'm saying? I can't take away from that. Like, I don't know if I'm necessarily celebrating it.
Yeah.
But I respect it. And I think that's really all you can do. Like, you may not like what a person did, how they got there, but you should respect it.
Exactly.
So
yeah, we've come a long way, man. If you do, I may be contradicting myself, but if you consider Barack Obama, African American, to go from slave in 1865 to having a black president in 2008, or what was the first year? Was it
2008? He got elected in 2008.
In 2009, January. I'm like,
no, he inaugurated 2009. He got elected 2008.
Exactly, inauguration January. That's a huge leap.
It is
within the nation where we were oppressed. Within the same nation where there was Jim Crow and all the redlining and all the war against drugs, which was war against black people.
Even if you didn't vote for him, you have to respect it. Like, you have to. Mm-hmm. You might not like him. You got to respect it.
Yeah, for sure.
That's amazing. Like, because listen, he won president. Mm-hmm. But we know there's a huge percentage of people who did not vote for him and would not have voted him solely because he's a black man.
Yeah, exactly. So and a lot of people didn't, and he overcame it.
So you got to salute him.
Bro, we have, and this is for another episode, but we have so much power, bro, behind us. I don't even think we understand the depths of it. Because I think that spiritual power that's in us will drive us to become the greatest at whatever we decide to do. And that may sound a little xenophobic or a little bit racist, but if you think about the greatest athletes, you think about the greatest musicians, you think about, some of when I say business leaders, I would not only say someone who's at this height, but someone who's came from the lowest and gone the highest.
Yeah.
Like if you look at all these different measures, black people seem to weirdly excel.
We excel at everything.
Yeah.
Everything. There's nothing we don't excel at.
Yeah. When we put our minds to
Yeah.
it. So, bro, that's something we cannot just let not be said. We have to, because I think in this conversation, people may feel, attacked that we just give our vote away. We don't recognize our power, this or that. But we recognize I recognize the accomplishments of black people, and I'm proud to be black.
Yeah. I mean, anybody know. I think if you know us, you know we coming from a place of love.
Yeah, and that's the challenge in the podcast. Somebody may take a snippet out and like, oh, this person don't like black people.
Man, look, go to my Instagram. I ain't got that.
Yeah, go to like, you hate black. I'm like,
You know how you dispel that? You put money into people. Like when you could say you support black people, you love black people. Spend money with them.
Right.
Then we know.
Right.
All that other stuff, that's cute. That's
right.
nice. Spend money.
Right.
Like, you ain't spending on money. Then
I'm telling you, bro. That's huge. Even though I don't wear hoodies, every time I see a black man selling hoodies, I do wear hoodies at home and stuff, but you don't see me like
right.
closet full of hoodies just because it's a black owned business.
Yeah, you gotta move us forward.
Yeah, if there's a black person available for the service I need, I'm gonna use them just because traditionally and historically we've been left out. We don't gotta go. Like I see your face
because the black Republican reaching out to the black man. But people don't get that, man.
Yeah.
They don't understand.
Always,
like,
bro.
You can't, man. Democrats not moving us forward, man. And the faster we see that, we'll be a lot better for it.
Yeah. Well, man. Hopefully the conversation inspires some people, cause people to think. I appreciate your articulate expression of those thoughts, bro. Like. Very thoughtful, and I think that because of your delivery and because of your thought pattern, the way you present it, I think people will hear it. So that's why I really wanted you to.
Some people gonna be mad at me. That's fine.
Yeah, but I don't think. I mean, you didn't say anything, that
you can't please
really
everybody.
offensive.
Nah, it's not that you say anything offensive. It's just
you touched the golden calf. You even touched it.
Yeah, and people don't like to be challenged all the time. Like. We gotta make sure you have to constantly challenge people.
Yeah,
that's the only way we're gonna grow is to be challenged. You may not like being challenged, but you need to be challenged.
Yeah,
and in the correct way though. In the correct way, not challenging people just because you can. Challenge them because you have ideas. You have you have a perspective, and you have to make them think about their perspective.
Yeah,
and that's how we move forward. So.
And I appreciate that, man. I may be taking another left turn. I'm trying to come to a close. But that challenging thing, bro, when it comes to men, we love that. I've worked with so many men ministries. And when it comes to men, if you're not challenging us, we're not going to connect with you.
I was going to go down the road, but I don't want to go there.
You don't have to. So my dad works with the prison ministry, right? He's always at the shelters. The most effective, mentorship is the man who sees you, sees where you want to be, what you want to do, and challenges you.
So okay,
it's not negative things. Like you said you're going to do this, you said you're going to do that. Why did you do this? Why? You know what I'm saying?
What I was going to say, we'll have to do an episode about this. Women challenging men, because a lot of men don't like to be challenged by women, which I don't think is. I think that's ridiculous. Like, there's some really educated, smart women out here who should be challenging you, because women went to school. They qualified.
Yeah.
But because you're a man, you don't want to be challenged by a woman.
Yeah, I think we do have to have an episode on that because I don't think it's necessarily we don't want to be challenged by women, even though yes, that's true for many.
For many,
I think I've been challenged by women. And I can take it and swallow it. Even the young lady I just broke up with.
Yeah.
She challenged me and I received it. However, the issue at the end was the way she challenged me was always an issue. I didn't even respond to it. I said, you know what? Let me just humble myself completely. Even though she delivered this in a way that I think was ineffective in her delivery, I'm going to eat the meat and throw out the bones. And I think sometimes, particularly because I can't really speak for any other culture, American culture, or even Black American culture, the way that you challenge a man is very important.
Yeah.
Because if you think about the way that your boys challenge you, it's somewhat, they respect you.
Mm-hmm.
So no matter what they say, they respect you and there's a level of respect. But when it comes to a woman challenging you, I think sometimes we feel disrespected. And I think there's a way that a woman challenges a man that's very effective. There's a way that a woman can challenge a man that's also not effective. And I think we need to talk about all three of those: men not wanting to be challenged, and women who challenge effectively, and women who challenge ineffectively.
Yeah.
So
it's a difference.
Yeah. So I had to let her go. Like, she kept like, I can be challenged, but your delivery has been trash, and I have to let you go.
We're going to have to talk about that.
All right, bro. Thank you so much, man. Thank you for coming.
Thank you for having me, man.
I think it's been, sheesh. Yeah, you really put in some time today. Thank you, man.
Man, look, it's an honor to be here, bro.
James Lampkin, podcast, socials, come on.
Oh, yeah. Podcast, Conversations with Lamp. You can listen to it on SoundCloud and Apple Podcasts. My Instagram is conversations_with_lamp. And my Facebook is Conversations with Lamp. But being honest, I'm more active on Instagram. So,
Sweet.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Appreciate you.
All right, man. Thank you.